Hello everyone and welcome back. The bullet that you're looking at there is an Underwood ammo 90 grain extreme penetrator in 380. Let me give you a little bit better view of this one. We're going to be chronographing it today and we're going to be shooting at some blocks of clay with it as well. But that's not the only bullet that we will be reviewing. We will also be reviewing that bullet on the right, which is the Liberty Civ Def 50 grain hollow point. Let's take a look at the inside of this one. It is an all copper bullet, no lead involved. We'll be chronographing that one as well and shooting it at some blocks of clay also. The two bullets that I've just now added on the right are the 90 grain Hornady Critical Defense, and on the far right is a 95 grain Full Metal Jacket by Federal. We'll talk briefly about this Underwood ammo. What they're trying to do is this. Those two bullets on the right, they're trying to combine the best of both worlds. They're trying to give you the deep penetration that you would expect from a Full Metal Jacket, but yet at the same time give you the hydrostatic damage that you would expect from a hollow point, and they're trying to give that to you all in one package. The Liberty Civ Def bullet that you see here on the left is also trying to give you the best of both worlds that you see in those two bullets on the right. What a lot of people don't realize yet is that that Liberty Civ Def bullet has a solid core. So in some ways that solid core acts like a Full Metal Jacket and it will deliver deep penetration, yet at the same time that bullet tends to break apart pretty rapidly for rapid energy dump as well. Once we've crunched the numbers, we'll go right back out into the field and we'll do some testing. We'll shoot the Underwood and the Liberty Civ Def first, but the more important shots of the day might be when we shoot the Full Metal Jacket and the Hornady Critical Defense, because that's going to put everything in perspective. The first half will be shooting the two new fun bullets, but that doesn't do anything without the perspective of shooting the more traditional rounds. Otherwise it's just data. I mean, data without perspective is just data, but data with some perspective is true knowledge. At any rate, if you like today's video, please remember to click the like button, do subscribe, and turn on the notifications icon if you haven't already done so. And as always, we're looking forward to your comments. Thank you again. We'll be chronographing the Liberty Civ Def in 380 auto. It is a 50 grain hollow point. We'll be using a Smith & Wesson Bodyguard 380. $13.86, $13.86. $14.28, $14.28. $14.63, $14.63. $14.20, $14.20. $14.49, $14.49. We'll be chronographing the Underwood ammo 380 auto. It is a 90 grain bullet. They call it the Extreme Penetrator. We'll be shooting it through a Smith & Wesson Bodyguard 380. $10.72, $10.72. $10.82. $10.79. $10.67. $10.85. Well, here are the chronograph numbers on the 4 different ammo types that we will be testing today. As you just now saw, the Underwood Xtreme Penetrator had a velocity of 1,077 feet per second on average, yielding 232 foot-pounds of energy. The Liberty Civ Def average speed 1429 feet per second. That translates out to about 226 foot-pounds of energy. On the federal ball ammo, which you did not see me chronograph, just in the interest of saving time, same with the Hornady critical defense. I did chronograph those off of camera, just trying to save some time today. On that federal ball ammo, 824 feet per second was the speed, 143 foot-pounds worth of energy on the average. The Hornady critical defense was a little faster on speed than federal, 873 feet per second on your 5-shot average, 152 foot-pounds of energy. But here's where all of these numbers start to come together and start to make some sense. Notice that on your Hornady critical defense, they go up in speed by about 5.9% more than that federal ball. Let's just call that 6% for easy math. They go up 6% on their speed, and what do they give you in return? Roughly 12% more foot-pounds worth of energy. So about a 2-to-1 ratio. On the Underwood Xtreme penetrator, it goes up 30.7% more speed than the federal ball ammo. So call that 31% increase in speed for easy math. What do you get in return? 62% increase in foot-pounds of energy. But here's where the trend starts to not be a trend anymore. With the Liberty Civ Defense 50-grain bullet, they go up in speed 63.6% more than the federal ball ammo. So let's call it 64%. So if it's a 2-to-1 ratio, you would think it's going to be up by about 128% more energy than the 95-grain ball. But that's not where we're at. We're at about a 58% increase in overall energy compared to that federal ball. So I'm not saying that's good or bad, right or wrong. It's just something to be aware of. But let's go see how these numbers translate when we start to shoot some clay. We'll be shooting at this 10-pound block of clay with a 380 auto using the Liberty Civ Defense 50-grain hollow point. Walking up right now to the 10-pound block of clay that was just hit with a 380 auto using the Liberty Civ Defense. By the way, please don't attempt that at home, at least not from that close distance, because clay may come back and get you. If you attempt that at home, at least be wearing good safety goggles. At any rate, here is your entry hole. And it's really hollowed out in there. I can fit my whole hand inside of there with room to spare. And on the back side, the bullet did come out the back. It did go into the water jug. It looks like some of it came out the water jug. And I believe there's the core of that bullet down in there. We'll be pouring that out in a moment for you. But first, we'll take a look at this clay from every angle. It looks like you can see where some energy tried to escape out the top. The whole face of the clay really came forward. And on the underside, if I can flip this over here, let's see what we have on the underside. You can see where it really pushed that clay right through the crate. And a little bit of clay is down on the crate below. So that's your bottom side of it right there. So that's quite the exit side, I guess you could say. And then there's more of your exit right there as well. So basically it had two exits. It had an exit there where the bullet came out, and quite the exit on the bottom as well. I've just now poured out the core of that Liberty Civ Defense from that water jug. This is all that's left of it, solid core. My best guess is that it weighs about 30 grains, so a little more than 50% bullet retention. I'll weigh that when I get home to find out for sure, but 25, 30, maybe 35 grains is my best guess right now. We'll be shooting at this 10-pound block of clay with a 380 auto using Underwood ammo. This is their 90 grain Xtreme penetrator. We're walking up right now to the 10-pound block of clay and water jugs that were just now hit with the 380 Underwood ammo Xtreme penetrator. Here is the entry side on the 380. It looks like there's a pretty good cavity on the inside. You can see where some of the energy tried to escape out the top. It does look like it ripped through all 4 water jugs. I don't think we're going to be recovering it. Here is the last water jug in line. It ripped right through there too. As far as the back of the clay, there's your exit on the back of the clay. So you can see how that looks. The underside of the clay, not much damage. The first water jug in line, somewhat caved in. Some hydrostatic damage on the back of the water jug for sure. The next water jug in line, entry hole, more hydrostatic damage. The third water jug in line, entrance, exit somewhere on the back, right about there. And the last water jug in line, entrance, exit. It's not in any of these at all, I believe. I'm sure we've lost it. So we will not be recovering that one today, I don't believe. Oh no, it's long gone. Getting ready to shoot at this 10-pound block of clay with a 380 auto. Using the Hornady Critical Defense, it is a 90 grain bullet. Walking up right now to the 10-pound block of clay that was just hit with a 380 auto using the Hornady Critical Defense. Here's the entry side. As you can see, it did go through to one water jug. It did not exit that first water jug. That bullet should be in there somewhere. Here's the exit side on the clay. Let me see if we can just look through here, see if we can see anything. Well, some water fell out of there, so there must be a cavity in there somewhere. Let's see if we can open this up just a little. Once you open up that cavity, or the entry side, that's a pretty respectable cavity on the inside there. See if we can get some light in the situation. So there's your entrance side. Your exit side is here. The bottom of the clay, it looks like it got pushed through the crate somewhat. Here's the water jug that was right behind it, and I'm sure that bullet is in there. It's definitely in there. We'll pour that out in a moment. All right, I was able to pour out that 90 grain Hornady Critical Defense. Here's what it looks like. It looks like almost 100% weight retention. I'll weigh it when I get home for sure, but probably 95 or 96% weight retention if I had to guess. We'll be shooting at this 10-pound block of clay with a 380 auto using a 95 grain full metal jacket from Federal. walking up right now to the 10-pound block of clay that was just hit with a 380 auto using 95 grain full metal jacket from Federal. Here's your entrance side right here. If you pull that open just a little bit, you can see that there is a pretty good cavity in there with a water puddle in it. Dump that out. And we dump that out the front side. The bullet definitely went through this one. Hydrostatic damage right there. Went into the second water jug, out the second water jug. I do not believe that we'll be recovering it today. Here is your exit. We had some technical difficulties there. Anyway, I'm back with you. So here's where we left off. Here is the exit. And if we just turn it this way and get some sunlight in there, it'll give us a chance to appreciate the internal cavity that's there. So that's what we're looking at just from regular ball ammo. So here is the finished product. The Underwood ammo is on the left. The 95 grain full metal jacket is on the right. That is the exit side of each. I know that they look awfully similar. Really difficult to tell much of a difference, honestly. But please take my word for it. From being out here and just pulling the trigger on each of those side by side, the Underwood definitely has more punch. I knew going into the test that 2 water jugs probably wasn't going to be enough to hold that full metal jacket, but I wanted to at least make sure that I had enough water jugs to hold that Underwood and try to recover that for you. But even with 4 water jugs, it just was not enough to hold it. All right, on the right is the Hornady Critical Defense FTX bullet, and on the left is the Liberty Civil Defense. You can kind of see the difference in cavity that's in each of those if we can get some light in there. It is definitely a larger cavity in that Liberty Civil Defense, even if the lighting isn't showing it. Please take my word for it. And here is your Hornady Critical Defense. That's the exit side, and then this was actually the entrance side, and then the underside right there on that one. All right, here's all 4 blocks of clay. From right to left, you've got the full metal jacket from Federal. Next, you've got the Underwood ammo, Extreme Penetrator. Next, you've got this Liberty Civil Defense, also known as the Atom Bomb. And then here you have the Hornady Critical Defense.